Today's lesson will be on the rapid access team. The point of this lesson is to reach the patient quickly. A rescue lead will be assigned to the scenario, and the responsibility is to assign different roles for the response. Two people will be assigned to the belay and the main, and the responsibility is to set up the means to lower the rescuer. The rescue lead will assess if extra resources are needed, such as confined spaces. Rapid access is only the first phase of the response, with the target being to reach the patient quickly, and the rescue lead needs to continue working with the rest of the team to set up the remainder of the rescue evolution. During a rapid access response, the team's goal is to get to the patient as quickly as possible. The team lead will assess the situation and determine if time to the patient is of utmost priority. Belay and main roles will need to set up the required means for safely lowering a rescuer to the patient. If time permits, a high point can be considered for the main but is not required, and the line can easily be worked at the edge. Before a rescuer can go down to the patient, we must ensure that the required resources for that rescuer to perform his tasks are set in place. This may include extra personnel in consideration of the location and environment that the patient is in. The key purpose of the rapid access phase of the response is time to the patient and getting the first rescuer down to start assessment. Now we will focus in on two key components of rapid access, the belay and the main. For the belay, we are looking to help provide the simplest setup that a person can use to expedite the response process. Here you will see the minimum required equipment to set up a belay line. The key features of this will be a single rope and a capture device, which in this scenario will be the ASAP. The rope can be used to both tie to an anchor and to the rescuer by using both ends of the rope. Here we use a bowline and a butterfly to set up an anchor point from which to attach the capture device. We will use one end of the rope to tie off to the rescuer and be able to utilize almost the entirety of the rest of the rope for the lowering. Here is the figure 8 follow through. Always make sure to have enough length to go around the anchor and follow through the knot. In this example for the figure 8 follow through, the butterfly knot is still used as the connection point for the capture device. For those that want a slightly more advanced anchor knot that can provide a cleaner setup, for the bowline and the forward-facing loop with the Yosemite finish can be used for the single point anchor. With this knot, you can use a loop through the knot to attach the capture device while still having that section that goes through around the anchor. This is a cleaner working profile and allows for easy separation from the anchor side of the rope. Now that we have an established knot to work off of, let's attach a capture device for belay. The entirety of the remaining rope can now be fed through the attached capture device, in this case an ASAP. When going through an ASAP, make sure to go through the attached pulley, in line with the absorber, and then through the arrestor. One key to remember when setting up the ASAP is the rope needs to be guided through a pulley. If the pulley is not present, a carabiner can be used as a substitute and attached to the knot with the rope fed through the carabiner to hold it in place. This will allow the rope to stay in line with the absorber that follows the tension path. Also make sure the arrestor is pointed in the correct direction to ensure that the rescuer will be caught in an emergency. Now let's review the requirements for a main line setup with the minimal equipment. As previously mentioned, the main line will need to work with the lead to assess if a high point is needed and if time permits, but for the purpose of rapid access, it's not mandatory. Similar to the belay, this task can be handled with a rope, both ends serving a function, and a clutch to control the descent of a rescuer to a patient. Here you can see the setup of the main line, which looks remarkably similar to the belay in the previous clip. Again, we have use of almost the entire rope for lowering a rescuer, and we did that by ensuring that the anchor knot was separated from the rest of the rope. Since this will be a tension line, make sure to keep tangles out of the rope and keep smooth operation of the device. Similar to the belay, make sure the rope is fed through the capture device in the correct direction. In the event that quick recovery of the rescuer is required, the capto can be integrated directly into the belay or the main line to convert to a haul system. The second component needed to quickly turn this into a haul system will be manpower. It is the rescue lead's responsibility to ensure that there is available manpower to perform this function. To raise a rescuer that's still hanging from the main line, attach the capto on the tension side of the clutch. But after the rescuer detaches from the main line, you will have to use the capto on the belay system. And make sure to engage the lock mechanism on the arrestor so that the rope does not feed in the incorrect direction. For this week's homework, we are asking that you simply tie a bowline with a butterfly. It can be around an anchor or freestanding as was shown in the video. In the submittal form, please select February for this homework. Make sure to take a photo of your homework knots and submit them by attaching in the designated spots. Make sure to complete the assignment by clicking the submit button.